Hey guys, good morning everybody. Today is Monday, September 29th. It is 6:27 right now. We got market opening up in about 3 minutes. If you guys are looking to take the breakout for today, breakout is looking like it is going to be a breakout looks like it's going to be a buy actually. So if you guys are looking to take the breakout on open, it looks like it's going to be a buy. Not really taking the breakout on open anymore. And I'll explain that in a bit. Main reason is because, lately we've been taking breakout and it's been very choppy on open. So I'm looking for different entry points that are outside the open, right? Pre-market or later on in the session. And you guys can kind of see right here, you guys can kind of see my algorithm right here that I kind of introduced to you guys. These are the best times to take the breakout. This is 2 hours ahead. So basically the highest rate winning one will be at 751. So I'm probably going to look to take that entry right there at 751. It has a 66.7% win ratio over the past 15 days. Um, and I'll be looking to maybe look into getting into that later today. I'll keep updating my algo as price continues to move along. Obviously, this number here is going to increase and it's going to adjust as price continues. These are a couple of the entries that I marked up for the probable entries for today. So on the Discord, I sent over these list of good entries, and I just marked up a couple of them here this morning. So market's gonna open up shortly, guys, in about 20 seconds. If you guys are looking to take the breakout for today is going to be a buy on open. But like I mentioned just a while ago, we've had a lot of choppy movements on open, and it's hard to take the breakout because you end up getting stopped out before it reaches its target. So if you guys want to take the breakout here, it's going to be a buy. If you're basing it off the 10-minute time frame, because it is a buy right there, for those of you who are looking to take it. So I'm not in the position here. I am looking for a later entry. So good morning, guys. Today is Monday, September 29th. Hopefully everyone had a great weekend. Market just opened right now. This is going to be the opening price. If you guys are looking to take the momentum breakout on open, it is going to be a buy, it looks like. Not taking that trade. I'm taking my trades based off my algo right here. So again, looking at my algo right here, this is indicating that the best possible time for entry and I set the algo to, let's see, I set it to between 5 o'clock and 12 noon. Basically, it's going to give me all the highest win rate probabilities over here. The best one that I'm looking for right now is going to be at 751. So I'll be looking for possible entry over here at 751 for a possible breakout entry there. If you guys took the breakout over here based off the 1 minute, it was a sell. So it kind of just depends on like what time frame you guys are looking for. But for me personally, I'm looking to get in at some point down here. So we'll follow it. I mean, we'll see where price ends up going. Price is dumping kind of hard right now, as you guys can see. Um, if you guys remember from the weekend, I mentioned that there was a possible opportunity for entry at 744, or sorry, 544. But the reason why I decided to skip that specific entry is because I looked over here at the list of trades and that specific time for entry, it lost pretty much majority of the Mondays. So I'm basing all of my entries now really just based off the data. I'm not really using any price action. I'm going directly off momentum, and I'm using my algo right here to identify what are the best possible times for entry. So with that being said, right now it is showing that the best possible entry is going to be these times right here. These are 2 hours ahead. So basically, if this is 9:51, this is really 7:51. This says 10:54. This is really 8:54. 7:10, that's 5:10. 7:11, that's 5:11. So for the specific entry that I'm looking for right here at 7:51, I'm using a profit target of 50, stop loss of 25. Over a 15-day trading period, it has a 60% win ratio. So basically 9 out of 15 entries, profit factor is 2.6. And this is pretty much the stats for the past 15 days, basically 2 weeks. For my sample over here, I'm only using 2 weeks because obviously the market changes week to week, if not month to month, if not day to day, really. So what I like to see here is I like to see pretty much a close example to see where price is likely to move over the next couple days. So I'll be looking for possible opportunity right here. And we'll see where this goes. Yeah, Talandi said, yeah, I don't like when they don't agree. Exactly. If you look at the momentum over here, so the momentum from this morning, let me go over here and mark up 529. Yeah, they were all kind of bearish, so I wouldn't have taken the buy there. If you look over here, it was bearish on the 5 second, bearish on the 10 second, bearish on the 15, bearish on the 30, bearish on the 45, and bearish on the one. So I obviously wouldn't have taken the buy there when it came up this morning. Um, the next thing that I'm going to be looking for here again, guys, is I'm looking for this here to set up. Over the next couple minutes, my algo will kind of update with price. So if it identifies better entries, I'll be looking for different entry points. But the current entry right now that I'm looking for is going to be at 751. So I'll be looking to take the breakout right down here. Let me check the news later, or yeah, for today. We got pending home sales at 7 o'clock. We had some pre-market Fed speakers over here. We got the Fed pretty much speaking all day today. We had Fed Waller speaking at 4:30, Fed Hammock speaking at 5. Later today, we have Fed Musliam at 10:30, Fed Williams, Fed Bostic. Medium impact news right here at 7 o'clock. It's going to be pending home sales. And then we'll kind of take it as it comes. But again, I gave you guys pretty much all of the possible trade opportunities right here. It's pretty crazy. So the trade opportunities for gold are like way, way better. So what I might do is, and I'll just look at gold over here real quick. I might start to trade gold actually, guys, because the trade opportunities for gold are very, very strong. So for gold over here, I was using forgot what was I using. I'm just gonna run the stats over here to kind of see if there's any good entries. If there's a good entry, I might just get in for some gold trades. So this is a 3 hour difference. I'm gonna put uh 8. I'm gonna have my algo over here pretty much give me the best times for entry on gold. For gold, I'm using a 10-point TP, 5-point stop loss. This is rated in ticks, so this is actually going to be 100 points or 100 ticks. So it's basically 150 where it's setting up to. My algo right now is currently updating. You can see right here it says updating report. It's heavy code. So for my algo over here, what it does is it runs through all the possible entries between 5 o'clock and 12 o'clock. That's why it takes a while for it to update because it's running through every single possible entry that can be taken on gold on the 1 minute time frame between 5 a.m. and 12 p.m. over a 15-day period. So my algo over here is running the possible numbers, and I'll see if there's any opportunities here for gold. Because if gold gives some pretty good entries, then I might, maybe I'll trade gold. But we'll continue following why I'm over here. Why I'm pretty much dumping down pretty heavy. If you guys are looking to take some sells here, I mean, there's nothing to really take here because everything's pretty much dumped. There's an MPS V2 which came up here pre-market, and that's pretty much it. There's nothing else which has came up here. Price is pretty much dumping right through the floor here, and we'll see if this ends up flipping back up. If you look over here at the overall market structure, it's currently bearish on the 1 minute and 5 minute. 15, 30 are neutral, or 15 is neutral. 31 hour, 4 hours bullish. So with this being the case, price may flip right back up eventually. Might dump and then correct back up, possibly for head and shoulders. We'll come back and take a look at that in a few. Let's see, what is wrong with this? Yeah, so you can see over here, it says your script takes too long to execute. Limit is 40 seconds to increase this. Limit, upgrade your plan. So this is what I talked about earlier. My code here is very, very heavy for my algo because what happens is it runs through so many different trade opportunities. So what I'm gonna have to do is just adjust this a little bit. So instead of 8, I'm gonna put this at 9. And I'm just gonna look for possible entries from now until say about 8, we'll say 9 o'clock. So 9 o'clock is gonna be 10, 11, 12. Okay, I just got to adjust this a little bit because there's too many entries and unfortunately TradingView doesn't let you run that much data. Because if you think about it, like if I'm running data for here, so this is how many candles it's running through. So how many days are in. So the 60 candles times 24. So this is 1,400. So this is per day times 15. So basically, when I run my algo right here on TradingView, it's running through 21,600 candles. And then it's doing that in so many different possibilities of entry. So you can imagine here, like usually, the indicators here for TradingView, they're supposed to load up right away, right? Like for example, my momentum indicators, they're supposed to load up right away. This screener right here, this breakout strategy screener, my back test is I think this might be a little too far again. I'll have to refresh this. It's just too much data for it to handle. So I got to figure out a way to, well, I already kind of figured out a way. What I did was I started breaking up my test into 4-hour blocks. So if you guys remembered over here, like on the Discord, I broke this up into 4-hour blocks. You can see I wrote the possible entries between basically 12 to 4 a.m., 4 to 10, 10 to 2, etc. Because I can't run enough data here on one specific test. All right, if this doesn't work, I'm gonna have to cut it into like maybe an hour block. It just takes about a minute for it to run the data. But anyways, let's go over here real quick. The data for this, numbers haven't changed very much. So I'm probably gonna keep looking to take my entry over here around 751. 751 in the direction of momentum. Doesn't really matter because there's nothing here to take anyways. If you guys have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. With this over here, we are looking for price to either swing back up or to continue dropping. So looking at the bottom over here at the overall market structure, it's currently bearish right now in the 1 minute and 5 minute. So if this becomes the case and it keeps dropping further, then the higher time frames may flip back to bearish. Right now, they're still currently bullish. So what you might see here is, and we don't really have structure down below. Let me see if I have structure here to mark up. I actually don't. Price is down pretty far below. And we have some, so I don't have any support here, not on the lower time frames, at least not yet. We do have imbalances though. So I'll go ahead and mark up some imbalances right here. I mean, it's not really gonna be super relevant because price is so far from it. But we do have an imbalance, which is right here. So we got an imbalance right there, which was retested. There's another imbalance, which is right here. So we got a couple imbalances here and another imbalance, which is right here. I mean, I would be very careful taking any sells here because this thing is dumping pretty hard. I mean, this is why I tend to avoid trading Mondays, or I try to be more cautious on a Monday because, I mean, I'm just waiting for this to fake back out. But this thing is dumping super heavy. So I got in on my swing trade from last week, guys. You can see over here, this is my swing trade from last week. I got in right here at 46,500, and then the market closed over here, so I got out right here for a slight profit. Price pushed up to my level here. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get out there because this happened over the weekend, and then price is dumping right back down to my level right there. So I'm in my swing position anymore. I actually got out of that one. I have to actually cancel my older ones for NQ and for S&P. I'll be looking for another swing position a little later, but obviously not right now. So we might get a bounce right here off the 46,500. What I'd look for here is possible sweep right here off this area or even down the middle, and then maybe a correction back up. But yeah, this is my profit from last week for the swing position. I got in right here. I exited right here for about 250 points, so 2,500 pips. So we'll see here if it continues to float. And this thing still doesn't load up. Okay, I might have to, let's make this a little tighter. Um, I might have to just do it to between an hour time. So I'll do 10, 12. Okay, let's see if this here loads up. I'm hoping it finally loads here. It shouldn't take this long to load up. So after running my code here, guys, I started to realize that that TradingView actually they limit the amount of code you can run. Okay, here, perfect. So it finally came up right here. You can see there's an entry right here at 822. This might be something that I'm going to look to take. It has an 86.7% win ratio. That's a pretty strong win ratio, right? So let me go over here and I'll put the stats. So I might trade gold today. The entry is at 1022. This is actually 722. It's a 3 hour difference. This is against. So my report's going to be updating right here. This is with, I'm going against it. The win ratio is actually really, really strong right there for gold. Okay, this is actually really, really good. So you can see over here, gold basically, if you were to take this entry for the past 2 weeks, it would have an 86.67% win ratio. The crazy thing about this here is that it's based off time, right? So if you look at the list of trades here, if the listed trades show you that it keeps hitting at the same exact time every single day, this shows you that there's a big player entering trades at this time, right? For whatever reason, exactly at um 7:22 every single morning, gold just pretty much works in the direction of momentum or against the direction of momentum. So you can see over here, it's on a crazy win streak. This is a 1 to 2. So you think about this number over here, this is basically unicorn status, right? We talked about this last week. You need a 33.33% win ratio to be profitable in a 1 to 2. This is an 86.67. This never happens. Like this algo here was able to identify that if I traded at 740 or what is it, 722 pretty much every day for gold, it was just there's only like been like very, very rare drawdown. So there's a win here, loss here, a win here, loss here. It's a 1 to 2. So they were recouped the losses. And it's been on a straight win streak right here. It's just straight rip to the upside. It's a 13 profit factor, right? I don't think I've ever seen this number before uh, with a 1 to 2. So, okay, looking at gold here, if that's the case, then I'll be looking for possible entry here. I have to calculate my contract size because I've never traded gold before. But I mean, this is like this number here is like, I'm willing to take the risk here, right? If I'm doing a 1 to 2, if I lose a trade, whatever. But if I win the trade, it's kind of a no-brainer here. So I'll be looking to maybe get into this. I need to do some calculations though to figure out what my contract size should be for gold. Um, Again, we're back over here at YM. And we'll see what happens here. Sorry, guys, I didn't even look at the orb for today. Let me check the orb real quick. So the orb didn't actually fill for today. I mean, it hit, but it didn't actually come back and retest, guys. So unfortunately, the orb here didn't fill. See, this is one thing I don't like about the orb is that it's been coming up, but it just does never fills. So the orb over here pretty much hit, and it is dumping down pretty heavy. All right, I got a few minutes here to look for. So my entry right here for gold is going to be at 722. I'm going to need to figure out. Is there a paper account I can put on here? Okay, I just need to figure out what my contract size should be here for gold. So say for example, I wanted to take a sell. Profit target's going to be 100 ticks, and this is going to be 50 ticks, I believe. Yeah, 50 to 100. And then my risk is going to be much am I looking to risk on this trade? I gotta do the math. So this is why it becomes a little difficult for me. Um, Crap. Get the numbers here. I gotta write this down somewhere actually. So gold, TP stop loss, be 150. Um, Let's see, get the numbers here. So 6 times 5 times, no, 6 times 5 times 25. So 750. 15 times 5 times, uh, sorry guys, I'm just doing some calculations here to figure out what my risk should be per trade. Um, okay, 750. And then just one more over here. Just gotta calculate the risk. Yeah, okay, so gold's gonna be a little tricky because the risk is gonna be a little bit higher than what I'm used to, or what I'd like to be risking on it. This is what kind of sucks about trading different assets. Like the value is not always the same. Pretty obviously it's gonna be one contract max. Okay. Okay, so if I decide to trade gold here, it's gonna be a little tricky because the basis of like each unit is gonna be, and my TP stop loss is pretty wide. The basis per unit is gonna be pretty high. Okay, well, at least I know the numbers right there. Let's go back to YM real quick. If you guys are looking to take an entry here for YM, there's a possible high-low break and retest. Like I said, though, the sells here are going to be very tricky. If you guys want to take it, I mean, feel free. You guys can enter right now. I would be careful chasing the sells, though. Although I think, price may continue dropping. This is a high-low break and retest. Like I mentioned earlier, the higher time frames over here are still pretty bullish with regard to market structure. So with that being the case, I'm still looking for this to correct back up eventually, right? It might not happen right here, but at some point, I'm looking for a correction back up. Okay, so the next breakout opportunities for me, looking over here. So for YM, I'm looking for possible opportunity at 751. It has about a 66.7% win ratio, but looking over here at gold, I'm looking for one at 722. It has a 86.7% win ratio. Pretty high. Okay, so here's the next thing I'm going to look at. I'm going to look at when this trade lost. If it lost a lot on Mondays, then I'm just not going to take it today. Obviously, but I mean, I don't think there's going to be very many losses here to look at. So looking at the list over here of trades, you can see it wins pretty much majority of the time. Let me see what days it lost on. So this was September 11. This was on a, this was on a Thursday. And this over here on September 9th, this was on a Tuesday. Okay, so it looks like it's good for Mondays. So if and when I do decide to take this trade here for gold, I'm probably going to get in. I'm gonna have to follow it and see what the momentum's looking like. But right here, it shows the direction of the trade. I'm going to be going against momentum. So for example, here at 722, if we have a what was this? So at 722, if we have a sell momentum here, I'm going to take a buy. If we have a buy momentum, I'm going to take a sell. So I'm basically going to do the opposite of whatever's showing here for momentum. This trade is actually going to come up before the YM trade because the YM trade doesn't come up till 751. So I'll be looking to maybe get in here with gold. What I'm going to have to do here next is I'm going to have to set up my pre-orders over here. Yeah. This is another thing that sucks about trading different assets is that you have to, well, if you're trading multiple accounts, you have to adjust literally everything in your everything in your copier settings. So I mean I have the numbers here, so I'll probably be doing a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Okay, I'm just gonna put my numbers here. So YM, six cons, just so that I know where my contract sizing is when I put it back to YM. Okay, so I'm gonna be doing some behind the scenes work over here. I've got to make some adjustments to my contract sizing. Going back to YM over here, guys, if you took that high-low break and retest, it's currently running in profit right now. So it's looking okay so far. You guys can see our price has kind of been a little selective with this over here going back and forth. I'm not in this position right here. I just marked this up as a high-low break and retest, but I'm not looking to take anything here. I'm looking to get into some breakouts over here at a later time. So the numbers here actually haven't updated yet. If they do update here, I can just refresh it. Let's see if it updates. Because if the numbers change, then obviously I'll take a better number. This gold number here just can't really, you can't beat this number here. It's 86.7% win ratio for gold. So I don't think this here is going to update. Looking over here at YM, YM is going to update right here as we speak. I have to refresh this. I got to figure out a way to, I'm gonna have to clean up my code a little bit for, it looks like TradingView is throttling my coding ability right here. You can see it's really, really slow. I think because I'm using their script a little too heavily, they're starting to slow down my compile. Basically, they want me to upgrade to the more expensive package. Okay, so it's still right here at 751, looks like. And I'll check to update this a little later. But gold looks like it's gonna be the next move for me right here. It's gonna be gold at 722. If you guys are looking to take this trade, guys, make sure you calculate it properly. Because this can blow your account. Gold here is really, really expensive compared to YM. So don't use anything crazy. You know, if anything, maybe use one contract as a max. And a one contract might be even too much. Yeah, it's gonna be tricky. Let's see, Rashida said I bought a gold contract on Robinhood by accident last week, and she's up 600 so far. Yeah, the thing with gold is that it's been super, super bullish, especially with all the news. Let's see. Brock said 87% is rich. I know it's crazy. It's a very, very high win rate. Ark is asking for the 722. What time zone for gold trade? It's 1 minute. All right, everything here is 1 minute. So all the testing here is done on the 1 minute time frame. The 1 minute's going to give you the most accurate number because with the 10 minute, the problem is that like the 10 minute candle is so big that it doesn't give you a proper win ratio. Because what could happen a lot of times is price can reach target and then come down, or price can reach stop loss and come down, but it doesn't calculate that. So the 1 minute's always going to be the best option when I'm running these tests to get an exact number for where we should be trading it. Yeah, and Smith said the micro. Yeah, so if anything, the mini gold contract here is actually really, really expensive. So if anything, I might move down to the micro. I'll figure that out a little later. I don't have time to figure that out right now, but we'll probably make some adjustments. If I like gold, then okay, I'll make some adjustments. Right now, I don't know yet because I've never really traded gold. But we'll fuck, I just realized I can't even trade gold because I don't have that data. Shit, let me go here real quick. I gotta go to NinjaTrader and I have to update my data because I only have YM right now. That's another thing. Like I have to pay for data now for gold. So let me just update my product data here. Okay, so my market data here should show gold. Um, let's see, Solange is asking, so you're expecting the breakout to return to market open and move 50 points or just 50 points from where it is? Not 50 points, 100 points. Or what are you referring to, Solange? Sorry, 'cause I'm not sure if you're talking about gold or are you talking about YM? Um, are you talking about the breakout or are you talking about just like normal movement? So the breakout, we're not going to know the direction of the breakout until that time happens. So at 7:51, we're going to look at where momentum is, and then it's the same strategy. It's a breakout strategy. Yeah, so we don't know yet. So basically at 7:51 right here, we're going to look at which direction momentum is going because it's with direction momentum. So for example, if we have a sell signal, then it's going to be 50 points from that to the downside. If it's a buy signal, we're looking for price to push up. Basically the breakout strategy, but at a different time. So instead at 8:30 or 6:30, we're doing it at wherever the see, because it gives me the win rate at that specific time. This shows me that, there's some sort of player in the market that's pushing price at that exact time. This pulls it for 15 trading days. So basically it goes back because this is a once a day type strategy, right? So every day at 7:51, my algo here identifies that there's some sort of market player. It can be an institution, it can be a hedge fund. They're pushing price a certain way at that specific time every single day for the past 15 days, right? So what I'm doing here is I'm in a sense, I'm just piggyback riding them. So if my momentum is pointing towards the buy side, I'm piggyback riding them to wherever they're going. Yeah, I know it's crazy, right? It's the algo here is crazy because I can run the data through like whatever time I want. So what I did is I just set the time here between 6 o'clock or 5 o'clock until 12, and it gave me the best possible times to trade it. I mean, the gold one here is crazy though. I've never seen this type of number this high for a 1 to 2 risk to reward. This is extremely high. Like I had some trades here that were actually 100%, which I think is even crazier. If you look at my Discord post from yesterday, so there was some, if you're doing a 1 to 1 for gold, so if you traded gold over here for, let's see, for a 1 to 1, like at 7:22 a.m., it has a 100% win ratio. That's crazy. This is 15 days. So it's for 2 weeks, this trade has hit 100% at 7:22 a.m. It hasn't had a loss in the past 15 days. So basically for 2 weeks, it hasn't had a loss. You take one trade a day, and these over here are 93.33 win ratio, which is this is crazy. Like you think about this, this is like it's basically a money printer at this point, right? Like in this situation, yeah, I would take a 1 to 1. Usually I don't like taking 1 to 1s, but if you do this here for 5 points each, it's basically 50 ticks, 50-50. This is like a sweet spot. It's like take the trades right here, and then your odds of hitting are very, very likely. Yeah, exactly. Brock said light bulb moment. Like I was trying to figure out like I've been working on this algo for the past couple months, guys. I've been just quiet about it, haven't told anybody about it. It's still kind of messy, but it does this job, right? I'm just looking for these perfect entry times, and I have them here. So that's what I'm going to be looking for. So I'm going to clean this up right here. The thing that I realize is that the market is in a sense it's random, but in a sense it's not random. Like if I can identify where the actual movement is happening, like these are random times, right? Not random, but that like you would never think to, okay, I'm going to take a trade at 751, right? But my algo over here shows me that the trade moves at this time every single day for the past 15 days. For 2 weeks, every day it moves at 751. So instead of trading at 6:30 market open, where the market here is kind of crazy, I'm actually looking for a specific time. I'm assuming this is like where hedge funds and institutions trade at, right? Like nobody really knows this, but because my algo is able to pull the data together, I know that, okay, this is where price moves at, or at 10:52. This is actually 8:54. This is where price moves at here. And I'll show you, like, it's not just that it works over here, but I'll show you on the actual chart. So here's the entry from the same exact time, 7:51. At that time, like this was an entry that came up. This was on Friday. And then again over here on Thursday. So see at the same exact time at 7:51, would have taken a buy entry right there, and it would have hit 50 points. This algorithm is crazy because it kind of points out exactly like where, like, who would think this should trade at 7:51, right? It's a random time. 7:51 right here, bullish push. We went in the direction of momentum. We'll go to 7:51 again on Wednesday. This is Wednesday of last week. So again, right here, right? 7:51. Who would have thought that price would break out to the downside? We had a sell signal right here. The sell would have entered right there. 50 points. So I'm taking a sample of basically these exact times every single day for the past 2 weeks. And then again on Tuesday. So if you took every trade here on Tuesday, I mean, it would have been like maybe 4 or 5 back-to-back wins. Again, right here, same thing. See, there's a movement right here at 7:51. It's not going to be 100% unless you're trading something like, that has a high win ratio. But this is able to basically pull an edge out of the market because obviously something is pushing price around at 7:51 every day for the past. So again, right here, right? We get a buy signal. Like we could have entered anywhere down here, but my algo over here identified that it moves 50 points for whatever reason at 7:51, right? 7:51 right here. This was on Monday last week. Like literally no drawdown. So Talanji said you need a 5-year back test. The 5-year back test, it's not going to matter because the thing is market changes every week, right? That's why I'm doing it on a week back test because the thing is we're on the 1 minute time frame. These banks and algos are not going to trade at 7:51 for 5 years, Talanji, right? They're going to trade at the same exact time point for, a week or 2 weeks, maybe a month. But they're going to switch that time period because if they trade at the same exact time period for 5 years, everybody's going to find that edge, right? The edge is always changing. That's why like the algo here is important because the algo moves with whatever is happening at that specific time. Yeah, Talanji said it. So let's go over here. So let's go to gold real quick. I'll do the back test for you, right? So again, this is for the previous 15 days. Let's go back to the previous 30 days, right? Let's see. Maybe it's not random. Maybe Talanji's is onto something, and 7:51 is like the exact time that we should trade for forever. We'll see. But this one, so this one right here is an 87% win ratio, basically. So it's still pretty high, right? This is a 30-day period. So basically 30 trading days, a whole month. It's still at a 70% win ratio. This is a 1 to 2. This is still unicorn status. Anything above 60% is extremely well for a 1 to 2. Let's go back even further. Let's go 90 days. Let's see, Solange, you might be onto something here where the numbers here might be even crazier. But yeah, I don't think well, I mean, in my personal opinion, I don't think they're going to trade at that same exact price point. Let's just see what happens here. I mean, this is a 90-day period. This is a pretty long period to be. It's still updating. You can see it's pulling a lot of data. So what happens is when I change the date here for my algo, it runs basically every possible scenario for 90 days. So you think about that, that's a lot of candles to look to comb through, right? It's probably combing through like over 100,000. Okay, so this is still pretty high. The number right here, guys, um, it's at 46.88, but this is at a 90 trading days. This is still really high because to be profitable with a 1 to 2 trading at 722 every single day, you're still going to be at 46.88% win ratio. Total profit between a 90-day period is going to be about 200,000. This is out of 64 samples. This is still pretty high. Let's do a whole year. Let's do a whole year. This is probably gonna take maybe a minute or two to update the report, but anything above 33.3% is gonna be it's gonna be extremely high. But anyways, like I said earlier, guys, for my algo here, I'm basically updating it day to day. So every day I'm updating it to see, okay, what's the best combo or what's the best time to trade at? And it pretty much, and the crazy thing is that this works on all assets, right? My testing here, I've used it on I use it on YM, NQ, ES, gold. I'll probably try it on the Russell, and then I could try it on crude oil. I could try it on pretty much everything. The next thing that I'm going to look at is to try to use this on something like stocks or something like that. I think that would be crazy if I can screen like the best stocks and just get in at perfect price to just buy and hold. Um, it's crazy. I mean, these numbers are insane. You just think about this. You can't fake these numbers, right? Because this is running through actual trading days and actual strategy. It's not like I'm making up a number like telling you, oh, this is a 87% win ratio. It like shows you here the actual trades. Like I can show you the list of trades that it took. Literally, I can show you every single trade that happens per day to show you it literally what hits and what doesn't. And what I started to realize and what I've started to do more recently is I'm doing everything data driven, right? I'm basing all of my analysis and all my entries based off data. It's not like some random technical analysis or I mean technical analysis, there's nothing wrong with it, but I'm basing all of my entries and my possibilities and probabilities off data. So the data here is, I mean, this is crazy. Like just thinking about like, because the thing is I can run this through all the assets and I can kind of see the thing here is still loading. It's a laundry for 365 days. It's so much data. You think about how many candles TradingView has to run through. It might even give me an error actually, because it's going to take a long time to pull a whole year's data. We'll see. I mean, it's 7:10 right now, so we still have some time. We have gold, not gold. We have YM here. It's now starting to correct back up. So this is what I was warning you guys about earlier. I mentioned YM is probably going to correct back up, and that's exactly what's happening here. You know, it's like what we just talked about earlier. Price isn't random. Price kind of there's some there's logic behind where price goes and why it moves and stuff like that. And that's why for me here, I'm trying to uh use this to identify where my edge is going to be for entry. So let me see. Where's my gold? Damn, this thing is still updating. All right. Let's see. Question from Ben. Ben's asking, hey, Sean, my trading view does not let me make entries on gold. Do I need to subscribe to or add a feature? Which are you using Apex, or what do you log into, Ben? Or are you not logged into your Apex? Because if you're using Apex, it's included. If you're not, then you might need the data for gold. It kind of depends on like what you have data to. I'm not sure what you're logged into. Okay, guys, so looking at this right here, HLNG, it actually came up. The numbers here are actually still really good. It's at a 34.24% win ratio. It shows that this edge is still profitable over 365 days. So this shows over a 257 trade sample. This is still profitable. So I mean, I can do the math here. So let's see. So 88 times 100. 257 times 50. So it's still profitable. It's just oh shit, no, my bad. Number's wrong. 257 minus 88, 169, so 169 times 50. Yeah, it's still profitable, but the edge doesn't last that long. That like you have to obviously you'd have to change. So yes, you might be onto something there, but I don't think the edge lasts that long. So you'd still be profitable if you traded the same exact time. So if you traded at 722 for about 257 trading days, you'd still be profitable. It's just you'd eat a lot of drawdown here and you'd have some correction, but it would take a while for it to correct back up. So um, yeah, I'm probably not going to do that. I'm probably not going to do that just because of the specifics around it. But it was worth it. It was worth a try, right? Yeah. So still profitable. It's just I wouldn't take this edge. I would just update my algo on a daily basis to show me where the edge is currently sitting for that day. Ben to trade of eight. So you're talking about your personal, right, Ben? If you're talking about your personal, then yes, you would have to. That's what I had to do right now with my Ninja. If you're on your personal account, then you probably only have YM. What you'd have to do is you have to go to NinjaTrader, go to your plans, update your subscription, and choose CME bundle. So it's instead of the $4 a month, it's going to be the $12 one. It's going to have pretty much all of the main assets. It's going to be called CME Data Bundle. It should be 12 bucks. So if you see the update there or the difference, it's going to be here. Maybe I can just drag this over, show you real quick. Okay, so this is probably what you have. You just had this on CBOT, which is 4 bucks. This is what I had before. And what I did is I had an update to this one right here, which is the $12 because it pretty much gave me all of the different assets here if you want to see it on there. So that's how you would fix it. All right, we're getting close to the golden tree, guys. The golden tree is at 722. We're almost there. Um, yeah, I mean these numbers are crazy. 13 profit factor is nuts. I know the sample's small, but this sample changes pretty much on a daily basis. Yeah, Barack said I think this will be controversial, but I'll say it anyway. Some people are profitable on this market by trading strats that other people deem stupid or and beginner. I don't know what is supply and demand or what TPOs. They only know what like BB's RSI and raking in money. Yeah, exactly. So like for me here, guys, I'm keeping it very simple, right? For this specific strategy, my only catalyst is momentum. So my catalyst is momentum, and then my other catalyst is looking at my algorithm here to show where if I should trade with momentum or against momentum at a specific time. So I agree with you, Barack, 100%. That's why for me, I'm not using the trend here. I have no trend that's on the chart. This is based, so all of the entries here, they're based only off the momentum. It's super, super simple. Um, and I started to realize this because, well, there's nothing wrong with this though. So like if you guys see over here my main chart, this is my main chart with pretty much all my tools. I have a lot of stuff on here, but the problem is that a lot of this stuff conflicts, right? Like for example, here the sells were coming in. Obviously, people would be looking for sells, but I was saying, okay, this is overextended, so I probably would look the other way. This is a problem because this creates it creates analysis paralysis, right? You guys have heard that before. The thing is, if you have too much analysis, this will skew your view of the market. That's why, like what Barack said over here is, there's a lot of very profitable traders there that are just using the very, very basic things. Like they're just using one tool or they're using one opportunity for analysis or one catalyst. That's why for me here, for this specific back testing, I'm only using the momentum. I'm using nothing else. And it's crazy because if you just base it off the momentum and you know exactly when to enter, the profitability is actually really high. And these are trading a 1 to 2 risk to reward. So yeah, I agree with you, Brock. 1,000% I agree with you that that's the case here. Okay, so we're getting close to this gold entry, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and make some adjustments over here to my accounts. Uh so I'm hoping this here works. If it doesn't work, I'm gonna have to reset my trading view. Or not my trading, my Ninja Trader. Okay, perfect. It actually works. I didn't need to reset it. Now I have to reset this. So one stop loss is, what did I set it to? 50 and 100. Okay. I'm gonna save this template as gold. I'm kind of excited to take this trade. Okay, so I just got to change everything here now. So Apex, it's all in one. Yeah, I never traded gold before, so I'm curious to see how this year is gonna be. I'll see. So adjust my contract sizing a little bit. I'm actually taking low risk on this trade, so it's not gonna be anything crazy. I'm just taking low risk to kind of see where this, where this takes me. If I like it, then I'll trade gold more. Maybe gold might be my main asset. Maybe I'll shift from the YM to gold if this is the case. I mean, I can't pass up on this win ratio. This win ratio is too good to pass up for a 1 to 2. All right, so I got everything here set up. I'll be looking to take this gold trade. I'll give you guys a heads up once it comes up. So I'm not going to enter right away with a market order. I'm going to place a pending order. I'll draw a line here and I'll place the pending order because I want to get in exactly at a certain price. I'm not in a rush to get in. If I don't get in on it, that's fine. Yeah. So I'll be placing a pending order. I'll tell you exactly what entry is going to be at. Rashida said, so you're taking a buy on gold. I'm not sure yet. Most likely, yes, but I'm not sure yet because we're not at the time. So at 722, whatever the momentum is by this time, Rashid, I'll be taking the opposite. So yes, you are correct. It's going to be a buy if it is stays this way. Um, but then it just kind of depends on like what happens. Like if a buy signal comes up in the next 2 minutes, then okay, I'll flip it. But it's looking like it's going to be a buy because I'm going against it at 722. This is low risk. I'm taking one contract. Nothing crazy. It's a $500 risk. I might have to go down to the micro though, like what Smith mentioned, because it's the price difference is huge. It's like 500 points, so I can't go in between it. Yeah, Talon said algorithms. It's funny because I always see a lot of people talk about algorithms, but they're not legit algorithms, right? Like this algorithm over here, this is a legit algorithm because it runs through the data, right? It runs through 15 trading days on every single possible opportunity for entry. So it's pretty interesting how it works and how it plays out. But yeah, a lot of people throw around the term algorithm a lot. Um, but an algorithm has to be automated. Like it has to automate the whole process. A lot of things here. All right, so I'm maybe looking to take a buy here, it looks like on gold. I'll mark up the entry once time happens, but that's not there yet. I'm going to be putting a pending order, so I'm not going to get in right away. Basically, wherever this candle here closes. Or wait, sorry guys, not on this one. It's going to be after this candle closes. So once this candle here closes, I'll be looking. If this candle here closes with or I mean, either way, I'm still going to take a buy here. But yeah, once this 722 candle closes, I'll be looking to get that entry. I hate that it has a pending momentum here though. Personally, I'd rather have there not be a pending momentum on the actual entry candle, but I mean, I can't really do much here. It's pretty much there now. Ideally, I'd like it to like just disappear. There, that's fine. I don't like when there's a momentum on the actual entry candle because it kind of skews the data. Okay, perfect. So you got about 5 seconds left on this candle right here. Okay, so the entry is going to be right here at, let's see, 38.62. Wait, is that right? 38.62. Buy.
Order submitted.
Wait, what? For some reason, I got an error on this. 36.82.
Order
Order price is
submitted.
outside the band. Wait, why is the entry here all weird? Oh shit, my bad. I put the wrong number. Ah,
Order
fuck, I
submitted.
missed the fucking entry. Okay. Let's see if it comes back down to fill me. Sorry, because I had one number off. It was at 52, not 56. I was like wondering why it wasn't filling my order, but it's okay. If it comes back to fill my order, great. If it doesn't, then I'm not gonna rush into it.
Order filled.
Okay, looks like I got into it. Ah, fuck, my copier didn't copy over because I had the wrong asset on here. Okay, well, I'm in the position right now. I'll see if it fills on my other accounts. Um, I mean, it would have to pull back. So I'm only in on my personal account right now. I forgot to change my copier to gold. So annoying. It's okay. I'll let the trade run here. This is the trade right here for a long. You can see it showed up on my actual test right there. You can see it's a long position. It's currently running. So we'll see how this here plays through. This thing's probably going to take a while. Out of all the gold entries which came up, it usually takes a while for it to hit. So I look over, if you look back a little bit further. So let's look at the entry that happened, I guess, previous day. Yeah. So sometimes this trade runs for a long time. So this thing took like hours for it to hit. Uh, on other days, it hits right away. So this one over here, it hit at within, let's see, like 19 minutes, not super far. We're currently in profit right now, so it's looking great. Currently in profit right there. Yeah, Sean said, I remember back in the day, Sean said he would never trade gold again. I know gold was, well, I think trading gold on like the Forex, on a Forex broker was a lot more, it was a lot crazier because of the it's the same thing. It was like it was worth so much. So like you trade one standard contract or one standard lot size, and that thing would just kind of, I mean, it could blow your account up pretty quick. For this year, I'm only doing one contract, so it's currently running in profit right now. I'm in profit about 300, about 400 on my personal account now. So we're following it right here. I think I'm just gonna turn off my copier here because it's just kind of pointless to I mean, it's too late to get into these, so it's cool. Would have been nice to get into it with the other accounts, but it's all good. It's just a tester anyways. Testing gold. All right, anyways, we have another entry here coming up uh with YM. It's coming up at 751. This one has a lower win ratio. It's at 66.7, so it's not as strong, but still gonna look at that. But yeah, gold trade over here is currently running. I'm just letting it run basically to target or stop loss. I'm not adjusting my target and profit at all. If anything, I might adjust it if it gets to like 90 points, like somewhere up here. Maybe I'll adjust it, but Probably not. I'll just let it run to wherever it needs to go. But yeah, the gold trade here is running. Again, we're running the algo over here. Running the entry based off the algo's best time, which was 7:22. So I'm gonna leave it as is. We'll probably come back and take a look at that in a little bit. We'll see. Yeah, Sam also mentioned that gold has a liquidity sweep for a buy, so it's good. Perfect. That's good to hear. Good to hear. Good to know. Let me just check to see if my targets are where they should be. So my target is at 38.62. Okay. Yeah, it looks good. So everything here is pretty much set up properly. I actually got in at a price difference. So it's a little bit of a differential. And we'll come back and take a look at gold in a few. If you guys are looking to take the entry here for YM, I don't think I can get into YM, guys, unfortunately, because it's going to double up my position. I mean, I'll try. I'll see. I'll see if I have the opportunity to get in with this one. I'll try to get in. The problem is that I'm already in an active position, so I don't know if I could get into two at the same time because it's going to eat into my margin. I'm hoping gold hits first. So I'm hoping this gold entry hits before 751 because if the gold entry hits, then I can get into the YM position. My gold entry is almost at target. It's almost at 50%. I mean, it's looking great. It's looking great so far. But all right, so numbers here haven't changed too much for YM. Again, my algorithm here is showing that the entry is going to be at 751. 751, looking at the list of trades here for the most part, it looks pretty much good for the most part. I don't really see a lot of losses here on here. That's what I'll check again. So let's just check to see how this specific entry plays out on Mondays. So let's see, last Monday was the 22nd. It won on last Monday. So winning trade right there. The next Monday was the 15th. It lost on the 15th. It's fine. Trades aren't going to be 100%. On the 8th, the trade hit right there. So it actually worked. Okay, cool. Cool. So that looks good so far with regard to this YM trade. But yeah, I'm just basing my trades off the data. So I'm literally just letting the data here play through and do what it needs to do. Gold trade's currently active in profit. It's about halfway to its target price point. Again, I'm just letting the trade run. So I'm not really touching it or doing anything to it. I'm just letting the trade run once I'm in it. The thing that I like about running this here too is that I am able to put a limit order, right? I don't like entering market because we get a lot of slippage. So when we enter here with a limit order, it's cool because we get in at an exact price. So my gold position right here, I took very, very minimal risk on this. I'm up about 500 right now so far. So I was risking 500 to make 1,000. I'm gonna let it run to the full TP though. But just a quick update right there on gold. So we'll see what happens here next. But yeah, this nice. So Sam over here actually took the gold buy as well. He got it. He booked it for 2080. So nice work on catching that right there, Sam. Sam got in and out quick for an 80-point move. I'm going for the full 100, so I'll see. I might have to play around with the TP stop loss for gold as well, because I'm not really too familiar with like what the TP stop loss should be on gold. But I mean, it seems like the 5100 works pretty well. I just never trade gold, so I don't know what the numbers are. If you guys do trade gold, what do you guys think are like the ideal TP stop loss for? I don't know if this is too wide. Maybe my CP stop loss is too far out, but I mean, who knows? I won't really know until I trade gold more. Anyway, 732 right now. The next entry for opportunity here is going to be at 751, like we mentioned. So I'll be looking at this for YM, and we'll see. Let's see. Jonathan's asking, will the screener be available to us who have the indicators? So possibly in the future, Jonathan. I'm still working on it. Like you can see the tool is still kind of messy. I mean, it does its job, what it needs to do, but it's still really messy. We still get a lot of errors on it. So yeah, maybe in the future I'll open it up to you guys. I think it'll be cool because if I open it up to you guys can actually look for the best possible entries, and then you can share. We get to share with each other, right? We'll share with each other what the best TP stop loss is, what the best. Oh, so here's another cool thing. So like earlier how I mentioned that this gives a win rate, you can change the TP stop loss here. So for example, if I was to take this trade right now, it's a 1 to 2, right? Say if I wanted to drop it down a little bit, say if I wanted to do a 40-20 instead of a 50-25, I can do that. I can put that right there, and then it's going to update the report here. So it'll probably give me a different time. See, now right now it's updating the report. It's going to possibly tell me what if this thing changes a little bit based off a different TP stop loss. Let's see. So Rashid over here caught it too, but she adjusted it a little bit, which is perfectly fine. Okay, so you guys can see here, now that I've changed the TP stop loss to 40-20, there's actually a higher win rate right here at 10:08. So if I was to trade at 10:08, it'd have an 80% win ratio. So if you want to trade this later for a 40-20, and this is what I mean about algo. This thing runs through so much data and it pulls the exact time. So if you wanted to take an entry here for the breakout against, so like not with momentum, but against momentum. So if you have a buy signal, you take a sell. If you have a sell signal, you take a buy. Right here, it shows it has an 80% win ratio for the past 15 days. So yeah, Jonathan, I think I'll probably make it available to you guys in the future because this is going to be beneficial for all of us, right? Not just for me, but for you guys, because you guys are going to be able to find like these really, really good times and these really, really good TP stop losses, and then we can share them with each other so that we can get these really good win rates. Like, that's pretty crazy. An 80% win ratio for a 1 to 2 on YM. It's unheard of. Like you think about how many, and let's go over here. I'll check it real quick. So, I mean, I usually don't trade that late in the session, so I'm probably not going to be looking to get that. But if that's the case, and it ends up being the entry that I look to take, I'm just kind of curious to see what the numbers look like what the real numbers. This number here is going to be a little skewed sometimes. So what I like to do is when I do see the high number there, or if I see whatever number there, I still like to run it through my actual test over here to show me that it's actually going to be, it actually is what it says it is. So right here, this is with momentum. This is against. So I mean, obviously 0%, right? Because all the trades lose. I got to go against momentum there, and I'll update it. Our gold trade is still running, guys. It's in profit right there. It's looking pretty good so far. I'm in profit, well over 500 right now. So it's looking pretty decent. I'm gonna come back and take a look at that in a few. Let's see. It's updating the report here. I'm really hoping this hits my target within the next, couple minutes or so. Oh wow, this number here is pretty insane. So this number here is really, really high, actually, Jonathan. So this is actually something that I would be willing to take if I'm at my computer at this time. This thing's an 86% win ratio. That's fucking crazy for like YM. That's crazy. You win 13 out of 15 trades. The only problem here is I have to be at my computer at 10:08, which I think I can. I'll just set an alarm and I'll come to my computer at 10:08, and I'll just take the trade. Win or lose, whatever. That's a really good win ratio to take. 86 is pretty nuts. Like this is eye-opening. So the thing is, it's crazy. Like, who would think to take a trade at 10:08? This is such a random time. A lot of people like to trade at whole numbers, right? Like, not at 10:08, but they like to trade at 10 o'clock, or they like to trade at like 10:30 or 11 o'clock, the whole numbers. This is such a crazy edge because what happens here is like, maybe sometimes at 10 o'clock, people get stopped out and then it ends up going in the direction at 10:08. But yeah, 86.67% win ratio for 15 trading days. So basically 2 weeks, it's been hitting. And if I look over here at the list of trades, it's been on a crazy win streak. This is a 1 to 2. So even if you have a loss, it's like whatever, you take that loss and then you make times 8 wins here. Because this is 4 back-to-back wins. You multiply it by 2, of course, because it's a 1 to 2. So you actually have 8 wins here, not just one per win. That's pretty nuts. So it lost over here on the 16th. I like to look at the calendar to see what was happening on the 16th. I mean, it was a Tuesday. Maybe there was news on that day. And then right here again on the 23rd, which was also a Tuesday. So if I'm applying the strategy, okay, maybe in the future, I'm like, all right, just don't trade it on Tuesday because the only days it loses is on a Tuesday, right? So if you want to take this 1008 trade, take it every day but Tuesday, basically. All right, our gold trade is running in profit, guys. I'm almost at my target. I'm in profit, almost 600 right now. So I'm like kind of like, nah, I'm whatever. I can't be thinking that way. I was like, fuck, I wish I would have had this on my copier, but I forgot to set up the settings properly. In the future, I'll remember to take this trade in my in my copier. I just never traded gold before, so I didn't realize I had to trade the in or change the instrument. I'm glad I'm in profit right now on my personal account though. So almost on my way there to my target. So the odds were great on this trade, 86%. I'll take those odds any day for a 1 to 2. Honestly, anything above 33%, you'd be profitable. So we'll continue watching it there. I'll let it run through. The trade isn't copied to my other account, so unfortunately, it's just going to show up on my personal account, which is fine, but it'd be nice to have that there. All right, so going back to the trade over here for the day. So what I think I might have to do is pretty much every morning I'm gonna have to run the algorithm on like different time or different TP stop losses because 5025 might not be the best TP stop loss every single day. Might have to adjust it a little bit. So this is an 80% win ratio. Let me check. I wouldn't go lesser than a 20-point stop loss. I think this here is going to be a little too. I mean, this might be good enough for the most part, but looking at let's go a little higher. So let's go 60 30 to see if there's anything better here. This is 40-20. So we'll see here if there's anything different. Let's see. CJ is asking, are these times Eastern? So it depends on the asset. For YM, it's based off of. I mean, it's a 2 hour difference. So I'm thinking it's either Eastern or it's Central. I mean, I base it off my time. So like my time here, it's at 7:51. So I basically subtract it by 2 for whatever the time here. It's whatever the system is on TradingView. This is the thing that kind of annoys me too with TradingView is that it has the system time. So I kind of have to match it with whatever time I have, CJ. So later in the future, if and when you have the tool, you can kind of base it off whatever time you have. But I personally, I can't tell you exactly what time because it's 2 hours difference from mine. I'm Pacific time. 2 hours difference from Pacific time is supposed to be, I think it's Central. I mean, I don't know for exactly, but I think it is Central. The thing for gold though, gold is 3 hours. So with gold, this here is Eastern, right? It's weird. It's like specific assets have different time zones that the system is based off of. So I don't know for sure. Okay, gotcha. Yeah. So CJ said it's central. Yeah. So for the main assets here, for like YM, NQ, ES, Russell, those are going to be 2 hours, which is central. And then for gold, it's going to be 3 hours. I don't know how that makes sense, but that's what TradingView said it as. No, no, YM is central. It's 2 hour difference. It's just gold is 3 hours. So like if you look over here at gold, my algo over here identified at 10:22, right? So right now it's 7 or it's at 7:22, so that's a 3 hour differential. Yeah, I don't know why it does that, but maybe I'll be able to figure out and make some adjustments in the system, but I just can't I can't say for sure right now. That's why I still have to work on the code. The code has it's a very rough code right now. I literally put this together over the weekend. The thing is, I had the backtest script. So I had this script right here where I had the data. And what I was doing is I was doing this by hand. I was literally putting in the times by hand. So every time I wanted to see what the difference was, I would do this from like 12, 12:08, and I just do this 12:09, 12:10, 12:11. And then I would just load it up every time. And I was like, man, this is taking forever. So what I put together was I basically coded this myself to create a screener. You know, the crazy thing I've been working on this for like only a couple months, and I learned how to code in TradingView, or they call it PineScript, within a couple months. I have no coding background. So, you know, if you guys want, if there's a will, there's a way. Like if you want to figure out how to do something, this is like this is a prime example to show you. Like I was trying to figure out a way to build this tool, and I learned how to code in TradingView. I've been coding in TradingView over the years, but not to build my own code. Like this year is I built this by myself without my brother who's my coder, which I think is I'm surprised I even did it. I don't think I focused more on anything ever in the past. The thing with this is like I just looked at the money signs, right? I looked at the money that could be made using a screener like this, and that's why I kept working and working and working to build this screener out so I can actually use it. It sure beats putting in the numbers one by one. Like I sat at my computer basically for like almost 8 hours the other like on Friday or Saturday, putting in these numbers in one by one, and I was like, there's got to be an easier way to do this. Like there has to be an easier way, and that's why I put this screener together. All right, the gold trade is running, guys. It's still running in profit. You know, like I said, this trade could run right away, it can take forever. I mean, who really knows? What I might do here, like I mentioned earlier, is if it reaches 90, I might move the stop loss in profit so I don't have to watch it. Because I would hate to watch this for, you know, for the full move there. Okay, so if I reach 90 points in profit, I'll probably move my stop loss in profit, maybe 10 points, and I'll just let it go. Because I don't want to be at this computer for hours. Right. I need to be away from this computer. If I'm at the computer, it's going to throw me off. My trade psychology is going to make me want to get out of the position. All right, guys, we have the YM position coming up pretty soon. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like my gold position is going to hit target anytime soon. I mean, it looks like it's going to hit target eventually, but the volatility is kind of flat. It is Monday, so it's expected. If you guys are looking to take this entry for YM, I'll mark it up for you guys. I don't think I'll be able to take it because I don't have enough margin to cover two trades at once. Um, the margin for gold is very expensive, especially if you're trading the mini. So I don't have enough margin in my personal account to take that trade. Yeah, Sam said, great job, Sean. I know the work behind a strategy, the grind, which no one else sees. Yeah, exactly. Because the thing is, we already had the strategy, right? We had the breakout strategy. Now it was really getting the data to see, okay, when does the breakout strategy work the best and when doesn't it? Um, and yeah, it kind of looks like I kind of unlocked something here, which is super helpful and super useful to be able to let these trades run because it's backed by the numbers. So obviously, you know, I would use it. So I'm looking at the win percentages over here for the this is a 30/60, not super great. Again, I think the here let's try 150. I still don't think it's going to be super great. If anything, it seems like the 40/20 is probably going to be the best. Yeah, CJ said trading has helped you develop 10 more skills. Yeah, you know, the thing with trading is like I think coding is going to be as much as I don't want it to be, coding is like something that you kind of have to know if you want to run data. Like if you're just going to run a discretional strategy, it's not necessary. But if you want to run with data, then it's you know it's kind of necessary because there's no way to create these algorithms unless you know how to code, you know, basic code. Like this is basic code PineScript. This stuff's actually really easy to learn. The next step is probably going to be coding this into like NinjaTrader where I can do it automated, which is C++. That's going to be a little more difficult because it doesn't have the libraries here to kind of refer back to. All right, so the win ratio here, you can see that it's not as good when you go on the higher the higher spread. I think the best spread here is going to be 40/20. 40/20 and 50/25 is sort of where it's like where it shines at the most. I don't think we have any news, or we had news earlier at 7 o'clock, and that was about it. Yeah, at 7 o'clock we had pending home sales and for month over month and year over year, both positive. The gold trade's still running. It's kind of just going back and forth right now. Obviously, eventually I do expect it to push up, but at this very moment, it's kind of flat. So yeah, I'm not going to be able to get into this YM trade. If you guys want to get into this trade here, feel free. Um, let's go back to the stats. 5, 6. I mean, unless you guys want to wait later. I mean, if you want to wait later, there's better entries here for YM. If you guys want to wait until 10:08, this has an 80% or an 86% win ratio. So if you guys want to wait until 10:08, I mean, I have the number here. Just write this number down. 10:08 a.m. trade against momentum. So if you want to wait till this entry later, I'm still going to mark this one up because I'm curious to see how this one hits. But if you do want to take this one later, this one has a crazy win ratio. I think this is a good risk to take, right? You're playing probabilities here. You're never going to be 100%, but if you play your probabilities here, the odds of it hitting are very likely. The next one that may come up would be over here at this is at 854. So if you want to take this one has a 73.3% win ratio. It's at 854 right here. Here, I'll pull up the stats for that one. Let's see if it's really 73%. Let's see. Sam is asking, Sean, you took the 50 to 100 on gold right now? Well, I took the trade like a while back. It's still running. I took the trade over here at 722. So about like 20, 30 minutes ago. But yeah, it's currently active and it's running right now. It's kind of slow, but that is where I took my entry. This is going to be with momentum, so I'll change this with momentum. So yeah, if you guys want to take the entry later at, let's say 854, it's updating the report right now. This isn't the number. I just want to see if it's close enough to that 73.3. It's actually higher, so it's an 80% win ratio. If you guys want to wait to take these trades a little later, I mean, you guys can write this stuff down. There's one at 854 and one at 1008. This is a 40-20 TP stop loss. They have very high win ratios. This one at 1008 has an 87% win ratio. This one over here has an 80% win ratio. If you want to take the one right now, so here's the entry right now. Let's just go back to this real quick. This is 5025. Update the report real quick. Okay, I'm gonna mark up this entry right here. This win ratio is not gonna be super high, but it's gonna be good enough. All right, if you guys want to take the entry here, again, like I mentioned before, guys, you can't be 100% about the entry. You just want to take the trades and the probabilities that are in your favor. So the gold trade's still running in profit right there. Again, this is probably going to take a while for it to hit. I'm just going to hold on to it, not really going to mess with it. This right here is the position. So if you're looking to take this here, you're going to be taking in the direction of momentum. So it looks like you're going to take this here for sell. I don't have the numbers here yet, but if you guys want to take this, feel free. I will mark it up for you guys here, not taking this position. This has a 66.67% win ratio. So it's not like amazing, but it's good. Anything above 60 is usually what I'm looking for. All right, so the entry is currently running now. Entry is at 46,539. Not in this position, but I will follow it for you guys. Uh, where's the numbers at? I swear I had the numbers here before. I don't know if I did this wrong. 46,539. 46,539. 46,539. 46,539. 46,539. 46,539. 46,539. 46,539. 46,539. 46,539. 46,539. 46,539. 46,539. 46,539. 46,539. 46,539. 46,539. 46,539. 46,539. 46,539. 46,539. 46,539. 46,539. 46,539. 46,539. 46,539. 46,539. 46,539. 46,539. 46,539. 46,539. 46,539. 46,539. 46,539. 46,539. 46,539. 46,539. 46,539. 46,539. 46,539. 46,539. 46,539. 46,539. 46,539. 46,539. 46,539. 46,539. 46,539. 46,539. 46,539. 46,539. 46,539. 46,539. 46,539. 46,539. 46,539. 46,539. 46,539. 46,539. 46,539. 46,539. 46,539. 46, So for some reason, the stats aren't showing up on here. I mean, I swear I had it on here before, but maybe it changed a little bit from this time period. This is from 5 a.m. until 12. I think that the algorithm might have changed a little bit. Let's see. So it should say 10:50. Oh, no, it is there. Yeah. The fuck? Why doesn't it show up here? That's weird. 10:54, which is oh fuck, never mind. This trying to figure out. I think the numbers here shifted for the algo because I swear that I'm pretty sure this number was right, but I can't remember why. I guess in the future I just gotta stop playing around with it. I was playing around with it a little too much, and I think I messed up with the settings. But yeah, if you guys are in the position, you guys can close out for a profit if you want, or if you want to hold on to it, feel free to hold on to it. I just don't know what I did here that for some reason, it's not showing up on here. I think because there's better entries now. Prior, there was other entries, but now there's better entries which have came up. So obviously, these win ratio is going to be a little bit higher. But this right here is at 751. So I'll put 951. I'm just going to put the stats here to see what the stats are like. I don't think they should be that bad. All right, my old position's still running, guys. We're halfway to our target. I'm in this one. This is the only one that I'm actually in. Unfortunately, I can't double up on my positions because I don't have enough margin to cover the two positions at once. So I can only get into one at a time. Both of the positions are currently running in profit. Okay, so I'm going to see what the numbers look like over here for this one. If the numbers aren't great, then I would just close out for a small profit. Actually, no, okay, I take that back. It is it's a 60% win ratio. So it's not super, super great. If you guys want to hold on to it, feel free. There's nothing wrong with this position. It's still a profitable position. It's just it's not as high as these other ones, right? There's another one over here which is at 854. This is a 66.7% win ratio, a little bit higher. But again, the 60% is not a bad number. Looking at the list of trades over here, it looks like it works out pretty well. I just want to make sure it doesn't have any issues with Mondays. The 22nd over here, it hit full TP, so that was fine. Looking over here at the 15, this here lost on the 2 Mondays ago. And then looking at the 8th at 1. So it looks like Mondays are fine. So if you guys want to hold on to this position, feel free. The win ratio is good. I wouldn't say it's great. In order for it to be great, it's got to be more than 65%. But this is still good. There we go. It's still pushing down. Man, I was like tempted to get into this on my other accounts, but again, I can't stack positions on here because my main account is the main execution account. And I'm still in that position over here on gold. But this one is currently they're both running right now. So we got two trades running at this moment, guys. We have this trade over here, which is running for YM. And then we have the gold trade over here, which is also running, which I'm actually in. Pretty nice setup there. Sam said also watch out, Trump is speaking later. What time is he speaking, Sam? 10:15. Okay, good to know. Thanks for the heads up. I didn't see that on my FX book. Yeah, so Trump is speaking later today at 10:15 a.m. So I might get out of this gold position before then. I'm hoping it hits by then, but yeah, 10 o'clock, I'll keep an eye out for that. All right, the YM position is currently running in profit, guys, almost at its target of 50 points. Again, the algorithm over here identified this entry, gave me a 60% win ratio of the probability of it hitting. So it's looking pretty good so far. The gold trade is also running in profit. It's just gold's running a little slower right now. And we'll see where this ends up going. Let's see. CJ said high level momentum played out on that YM trade, so I guess the analysis was right. Yeah, definitely. All right, we got Trump speaking later. Both positions are running in profit. YM is currently running right now. Gold is running. I mean, they're both looking good. It's just the gold trade here is taking a little bit longer. All right, let's get that pushing. So you need to push up another 50 points on gold. YM is about to hit. Let's see, YM is halfway there. Man, this algorithm is crazy, guys. I'm just thinking about all the money we're gonna make trading this. Again, these are like super random times. Like the entry here, 751. I would never think to take a momentum breakout at 751, but because the numbers here told me that these are good entry points. So I think what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to run the algorithm the night before. So I'll run it the day before, the night before, because it's going to adjust at the end of the trading day, right? So at the end of the trading day, I'm going to run the algorithm, like basically in the afternoon. I'll kind of see what the good opportunities for entry are. And then in the morning, pre-market, I'm going to run the algorithm again. And then during our live session, I'll run the algorithm to kind of see like what's hot for that specific time, right? At that very time period. So that we have a good understanding of like where do we want to trade. Because this thing is crazy. I mean, if we trade with I mean, like, like I mentioned before, guys, if we trade with an edge, like our edge is almost double of what it would typically be. Like a basic edge would be 33%, right? Like I said, that's a break even. So we'll say like maybe like 35% profitability is like basic edge because you're going to be profitable, you're going to be a little over break even. But having a basically double your edge is crazy, right? It's nuts. Because if that's the case, I would just take every single trade and then odds of me hitting them are likely. So our gold trade is almost at target, guys. I would love to see this hit 100 points right away. And then we have the YM trade also over here running two trades. Yeah. CJ said, I hope you release this indicator to us soon. You can consider an early Christmas present for the K2 fam. I know. So if you guys are part of the premium right now, you guys are going to get access to this. For people in the future, I'm probably not going to share this because this tool is too strong. This is this is something that I wouldn't even imagine sharing. Like look at this trade here, guys. Look at the gold position. That's crazy. I'm about to hit it right now. Yeah, my wife's bringing my daughter into the office right now because I'm not ready to get off this live session. It's 8 o'clock, but I'm not ready to get off. Because I want to see this hit. So we got the trade over here running, and then we have the so I might step away from that. My daughter's she's rolling around in her bassinet right now. Um, anyway, so YM trade is currently running. The algorithm again is still indicating that this here is still valid. The gold trade as well, it got really close to the area right here. It got at this resistance point, so we might have some trouble getting past this area, but it's completely fine because if it does continue to push up higher, it's going to blast through and it's going to hit the next targets. Again, I don't really care about price action here. I'm basing everything off of the algo, and continued momentum. So it's on its way right here. It's on its way up. And again, these trades are still running right now, right next to each other. So we got YM over here kind of bouncing back and forth. We got gold over here bouncing back and forth. Um, This is the one that I'm in. Lila said, let's see the princess. Haven't seen her since she was born. Yeah, I'll bring her up in a little bit. Once we get close to getting off this live session, I'll bring her up because I already know once I pick her up, I'm gonna have to get off the live. She's gonna start to go get a little antsy. So I'm gonna be waiting for this hopefully to hit, and then once it hits, then I'll grab her because I'll probably have to get off the live as soon as I take her at her best net. You know what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn off the light. It's too bright in here. Mhm. Gotta turn the lights off in my office. My daughter's like, it's too bright in here. I'll turn on this ambient lighting. Okay, almost there, guys. Our gold position here, I'm in profit. It is pushing up. I'm in profit about 7 points right now. 7 points, which is equivalent to 80 ticks. Wine position is still running. Gold position's almost there. Thanks, Sean. Yeah, Sean said, well, congrats on the marriage and being a father, Sean. Yeah, definitely. It's changed things. Okay, right there at 90 points. So I think what I'll do here is I'm gonna move my stop loss and profit. Let's let it hit target. Let's let it go. Let's go ahead, get that 100. Let's go. Let's go. Almost there. Boom. Full TP. Oh, yeah. Oh, that felt so good. This was such a good trade. That this was good because it just it just validated my whole idea, guys. That's crazy, right? This trade, so it's at 86. It's probably at 90 now because it just won another trade for the day. Ooh, man, I am excited to run this. I'm just kind of bummed out I didn't take it on all my accounts. So I made 1,000 on that trade. I'll show you guys my profits. I made 1,000, but I would have made like 30,000 if I would have taken it on all the Apex accounts and my Tradeify. It's okay. It was a little less in there for that specific entry. The YM trade's still running, but I think gold just might be my new thing. The here, let me see. I'll take a screenshot of this real quick. Fuck, I forgot how to take screenshots on here. Okay. Okay, so let me man, that was a beautiful trade. That was a beautiful trade. 100 points. That's a lot. That's crazy. Yeah, Sam said FYI, Sean, 100 points is a lot in gold, like a lot. So very, very spot on with that momentum right there. Let me just put the trade over here under the official profits. Yeah, 100 points. Man, what a trade. It's crazy. Thanks, Sam. So now I know because I never trade gold. Um, yeah, I'm spot on, literally to its target. And okay, so let me just put this over here real quick on the Discord. I'm gonna grab my daughter real quick, guys. I think I might have to get off this live session, unfortunately. I'd love to hang out with you guys a little bit longer and then just take all these entries, but yeah, my daughter's awake. So I'm gonna grab her right now and you guys will see her, but let me just post this real quick. Okay, so this was just confirmation that, what I was telling you guys here, you trade positions based off of probabilities. And you're not going to win every single trade, but if your probabilities are that high, 86, I'll take a 86 probability any day, right? This is probably be closer to 90 once this shows. Um, yeah, Sean said, never seen Sean so happy since he quit being a lawyer. I know, right? Because I'm just thinking of the possibilities, guys. Like now that I have this algo here, look, this is crazy. If you guys want to trade gold, I have 4 entries right here that have an 81% win ratio. You could take any of these trades here and you'll probably win regardless. But anyways, here are my profits from that trade. Copy image. So that's what I locked in right there, guys. I locked in 1,000. This is on my personal account. I wish I took it on all my copiers, but I forgot to turn on the copier for gold. So this is nice. This is money in my pocket, basically. It's my personal, my actual money account. So nice $1,000 for the day for a sweet little entry right there. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Yeah, CJ said the one day Sean trades gold, Steven isn't here. I know, right? Hmm. Lila here logged in 1,943. Amazing work right there, Lila. Yeah, amazing work right there. So Lila said that was super slow but worth it. I feel like gold is less stressful because this thing, yeah, it takes a while for it to hit, but eventually it does hit. So Lila over here, she hit the trade as well for gold, and she locked in. She locked in 1,900. Yeah, so here's Lila's profits. Great work, Lila. Yeah, I'm like, fuck, man. I'm like, fuck. Because like, so here's the trade here. I would have taken it would have been 15 times 5 times there's 100 points. Yeah, fuck. So I would have locked in 7,500 per account. Tron said I wish this algo can be applied to indices as well. These are indices. So indices follow the futures market, Tron. The only difference is that you multiply it by 10. So it doesn't really move faster. This is what indices are based off of. If you trade gold, which is XAU, it's based off GC. GC is the actual asset. X, XAU USD, that's just it's a fake asset. It's made by the brokers. So what it does is it mirrors the actual future. So like for here, it shows that it's at 3,856. If you're trading XAU USD, it's probably going to be at like 38,000, right? It's the same thing. So these are like the stuff that we're trading here, these are they are indices. It's just indices copy the futures. This is the real asset, and the indices mirror what happens on the futures. That's why the numbers here they're similar, they're just a little different. Like so for example, it's 46,000. You know, if you're trading US 30, it's going to be like it's the same thing. It's at 46,000. It's literally the same thing. So YM is the real asset and US 30 is the bootleg asset. It's basically a made up. It's just a made up symbol for the brokers that you use. Like if you're using an international broker, they're just mirroring what's happening on here. Yeah, exactly. US 30, it does work on all of these. The algo works on US 30, it works on NQ, it works on everything. My algo works on pretty much every. That's why I'm excited about it because I can use it on anything. I can use it on literally whatever asset I want to use it on. If I want to use it on Forex, I can use it on Forex. I can use it on anything that I want to use it on. Yeah. So Tron, I don't know if you saw the Discord. I posted all the entries right here. So on the Discord over here, I posted all the entries for US 30 ES, like not the entries, but the times. So times for entry here. So I posted all the ones right here for YM, which is US 30. I posted all the ones for NQ, which is NASDAQ, and I posted all the ones here for ES, which is SP 500. So yeah, it works on everything. Oh, fuck me. Oh, God damn it. Well, I'm not mad. I hit TP right here. I was like, man, I wish I was in this position too. But the YM trade hit too, guys. So the 60% probability right here hit full TP on this one as well. Let's see. Ben is asking, hi, Sean, is it 854 entry against momentum? Let's see. 854. No, it's with. So right here, you can see the direction. It says with. If it's against it, it'll say against here. So for gold, it says against, right? Because we're going against it, opposite of momentum. With the YM trades, most of the YM trades are going to be with the direction. That's what I've noticed. So full TP right there again, guys. Oh man, I wish I would have taken this one, but it's okay. I'm just super excited. I'm sure you guys are excited too because this is just I'm just thinking about all the money we're gonna make. I'm thinking about all the money we're gonna make over the next couple, because the algorithm just keeps changing, and it's gonna give us better and better opportunities every day. So let's see. I'm gonna calculate like what the profitability here would be, right? If you wanted, so for example, if you guys wanted me to see like what how much profit you would make on your account, I can put it here, right? So this is using a little bit of a bigger contract size, 15, of course. But if you're trading like say, if you're trading a 50K account, you'd probably use six contracts, right? On Apex. So if you were to trade this specific strategy on Apex with six contracts, it's going to update right now. I'm gonna grab my daughter real quick, guys. One second. She's crying. I'm gonna grab her real quick. Hey, baby. All right, baby girl, come here. Say hello to your audience. All right, baby. Oh gosh. Good morning. All right. Here goes your guys' new boss, Alina. She's gonna take over K2 once I'm gone. This is my daughter, Alina, right here. Hopefully she wants to trade. You gotta get her into trading early so she can hold it down. See this algo? This algo is gonna make you a lot of money. Yeah, so CJ said when we get access to this indicator, I'm going to be testing the most random things. I wonder what corn and soybeans are up to. Yeah, no, you can. You can literally do, you can use this on any asset. Like for example, if we want to trade soybeans, like what hey, no, we're joking around about this, but like I'm being serious. So we want to trade something like soybeans. Let's see, futures. I'm assuming, yeah, ZS, right? So yeah, if you wanted to run this soybean, uh, I mean, obviously, I don't know what the TP stop loss would be, but hey, baby. So the TP stop loss here, I mean, I think the TP stop loss is a little too wide, obviously, right? 10. So maybe I have to like change this up a little bit. So we'd have to change this up a little bit. Maybe change this to like, I don't know, 50-25. You kind of just play around with this and you can kind of see where, oh yeah? Yeah? You want to say hi to everybody? She's confused. She hasn't been on here in a while. So I do see some profitable trades right here. I mean, it kind of just depends. Like, yeah, we'd have to play around with this, CJ, because I don't know what the numbers would be, honestly. I have no idea what we would set this as. Maybe 2010. I just have to play around with the settings. CJ said she stopped crying. I think she loves trading already. I hope so. I hope so. So she can carry on the family business, basically. I mean, the cool thing is like, see, if my daughter doesn't like, I'm not gonna pressure her to do anything. If she doesn't want to do anything, she could always learn trading because I mean, she doesn't really have to learn much. The algo does everything for her. It's gonna be like, hey, Alina, take a trade at 10 o'clock, take a trade at 8 o'clock, and it'll I mean, just you let the algo do the work for you. But anyways, yeah, I'll try to once I get this all figured out, CJ, I'll let you guys play around with it. You guys can figure out what your edge might be for like other assets. But this works with pretty much everything. This pretty much works with everything. Let's see. Sam said people do 20 pip challenge on gold. Yeah. So I try to do the smaller targets for gold. Sam, and they don't work really well, right? Because gold is, I mean, it works, but it doesn't work really well. That's why for me, I was kind of playing around with the numbers here to see what works best. And what I found to work best was having a bigger range because it kind of moves around a lot. Tron said she doesn't want to trade. She wants to watch Gabby's Dollhouse instead. I know. The thing is, I'm going to try to keep her away from screen time as much as possible. We'll see. She's gonna have to look at these screens at some point when she understands what's going on. But all right, guys, if you guys have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. All of our trades for today hit. Amazing trades. We had YM here hit full TP. Here, I'll put this over here as well. Oops. With a 60% win ratio. Pretty great. But again, if you guys want to take these entries here, the next opportunity is going to be, and it looks like kind of changed a little bit over here. Just a little bit. It just kind of depends on what you want to use, 50-25 or 40-20. A lot of these over here are 40-20, but for let me just post this over here real quick. This was a another momentum breakout. I think this is going to be our main focus moving forward, guys. I'm just going to be using the algo to identify like what are the best entries because we have probability on our side and like it would make sense. It wouldn't make sense not to take these trades. Um, but yeah, so that's the trade right there. Let me go and I'll adjust this a little bit. Or okay, let's go to 951. So if you guys want to take this trade later at 951, which is actually no, we already took that trade. The next one is going to be there's two of them. So there's one right here, this trade at 854. You can take it for a 40-20 or you can take it for a 50-25. It looks like both of them have a decent high win ratio. Let me see if I can make some adjustments here real quick. 1054, 1054. RX is that little Sean? Yeah, it is. She looks just like me. It's funny. If you guys, like if I showed you guys a picture of me when I was a baby, we look like twins. But this is Alina. Alina. Yeah, she's ready to go play right now. But yeah, CJ said I'm super excited. Also, the OGK2 10-minute strat hit today. If we took 50 points on one of my accounts. Nice work, CJ. Okay, great. So yeah, that's pretty solid that was able to hit for you as well. But I think this is gonna be it for the day, guys. I'll try to keep you guys updated with like the entries here which came up. Again, I think I'm gonna run my algo at the end of the day. So the reason why I'm doing it at the end of the day is because the algo resets basically for the new day. So I'll run another test in the evening and then I'll run a test in the morning and then during our live session tomorrow. Depending on like where the entry is, if the entry comes up early, like say for example, we have an entry at like 5:30 or 5:40, I'll get on the live session a little earlier, like 5 o'clock. So by tonight, I'll let you guys know. I'll give you guys a heads up if I'm coming on earlier for the live session. If not, we'll come on at a regular time and then we'll just kind of hit some entries during the live session trading time. But all right, guys, I think that's it for the day. If you guys have any questions, I will see you guys back here tomorrow for the next live session. If you guys want to hit me up on Discord, I'll be around. I'm gonna be here with Alina. We're gonna be hanging out. But if you guys do have questions, feel free to reach out. But all right, guys, if you guys have anything for me to cover, feel free to let me know. And I will see you guys back here on the next live trading session. So, all right, Alina, say bye to your fans.